Okay, so this is like a pretty like it's gonna be a simple video. We just like fucking talk about these characters. There's not gonna be any other. It's gonna be me talking. So I think there's realistically three tiers for this. I'm just gonna delete the bottom two. I think that but these don't really want to talk about them. I'm just gonna put these three honestly. But like I'll maybe put them at the end. But like no, that's number one. This guy number two, and this guy probably in tier B. I don't really think that too much. Oh yeah, I don't really talk about them because like these are the 10 ones we interact with the most, so that's probably why. But I can probably talk about him if we want to, except for this guy. This guy has like fucking no information about him. So the bottom of the B will be uh like this probably. Fardrin is the worst member, just straight up. Like I even think if you put this guy in here, he would still be better. But yeah, Fardrin is he's just not cheap. He's just not like he doesn't have anything like that's like fucking insane. Full size is good, but not goaded. That's kind of it. It's not a hacks. He just doesn't have any hacks that make him like crazy good. Also, his base power level is like it's like nothing to be like impressed about. So that's probably why he's here. But he's not as bad as many people think. He probably can still hold on to his own against these two for like a little bit. He would still lose, but like he would do probably better than people give him credit for. Greyroll is fucking weird because like with the commitment, Greyroll can probably be S or probably even number one if I'm being honest. But I'm just not gonna count that too much. I'm just gonna count her regular basic like fighting abilities. I mean it counts, but like I'm just gonna like just talk about more about her abilities rather than her commandment. So her chains are really annoying. Like it can like lock into places. Her bugs are really annoying, and Grable herself is really annoying because like people like to talk about commitment, but I feel like people like that. Other than that, she's still not bad. Like she's definitely not like crazy good, but like she's not bad. So what happens with that is that like even if her commitment doesn't exist, you have to kill Grable ASAP. That's the thing you have to do. Like Grable can just create more Grey Roads, which is like very annoying. So like you have to beat the time and deal with her commitment. That's why it makes her so annoying. But even if you have to just beat the time, she can just like fucking break herself into like a billion pieces and just run around. And you have to and she can play a hit or run ability and probably just wear you out and use the chains to lock you, so you can't chase her, which is very annoying. Um, Galad is actually pretty good. To be honest, I know it's crazy. Like he's the third worst, but like he's actually like not as bad. Um, I think in the Holy War he was better. Like the one that when he grabbed the arc and he like fucking like throw it back at Soria was probably like his best feat, if I'm being honest. But other than that, like people like to say that oh his 27,000 power level whatever, but like that was him at his shittiest form, and he was still 27,000. And he barely got any fucking souls, and then he fought Escanor, and then he was able to pull a 40,000 out of his fucking ass. So he's pretty good. It's just that critical over isn't broken. It's a good ability, just not broken. So I think these are the next three. Yeah, I think this kind of makes sense. Mesca is actually pretty fucking annoying. I think that like she just can't contest the twos because Glossian has drop of life and this guy has the heavy metal or like the thing that like you change yourself into like metal, so like the poison probably gonna fucking melt them. But I just think she gives like the bottom three a fuck ton of issues. Dark Cocoon is really good, but the thing is like you have to trap them in the first place to, for it to be good. So like probably maybe Galan can just run away from it because he's pretty fucking fast. Her poison is really good. She can probably just melt people if you're not being careful. I think like what puts her to side, like compared to them, is like her fight against the Sins and like Elaine and Elizabeth and where the fuck that she had to fight against. Like that fight, she like popped the fuck off, and it was insane. Like she didn't kill or beat anyone realistically, but Like the fact that she was able to get this far is like crazy because like I don't really think like some people can above her can do as much like damage as she did. Like she lost like 5 or 6 hearts or something. She lost a fucking jaw and then like she still like made it as far as she did, which is like insane. But yeah, she's good. She's just not. It's just not like once you get a certain level, she doesn't become as much as a problem as she is like to the people below her. Dragociner are okay, I guess. They're pretty good. It's just pretty obvious because they're like the best fairy and best giant for a pretty long time until like Diane and King got their power up like way later in the series. But even then, I just think these two are really close. I just put Gloxinia higher because of Drop of Life. I'm gonna be honest. I know, like I think Joe actually has a slightly higher power level. I just think Drop of Life is way more valuable because like that thing pretty much saved their fucking ass against Velidas like pretty often. And even against Chandler too. But yeah, they're good. I just don't think there's too much to say that makes them good. Like, and also another reason I put them higher than Milska was that there's that one moment when she fight against Sen, she gets like punched in the fucking face, and she's like, "Oh shit, this feels like Dro," and then she gets like hit in the face by King Shasbal, and she was like, "Oh, this is like fucking getting hit by Goxina," and King and Dian at the time was still like worse than these two. So I'm pretty sure that just says something. That just come from that these two are just better than her. Um, dude, this is fucking hard. Uh, I'll do this first. I'll make some people mad before I give my honest opinion. Darius is the worst of the S tier. She's good. I think Monsui is just better than her, but not by a lot. I think these two just cover each other bad matchups. Like, Darius got fucked over by Estarossa, and then Monsui can kind of deal with him. And Zeldris God would fuck over Monsui, and then Darius will probably be better at covering that matchup instead. Not that she will win, but like it's kind of like covering matchups. Yeah. I don't fucking know. I think Inder is good, but I don't think it's that good. So I'll say why I don't think it's that good. I think Brutuso. People like to say that it beats Brutuso, so it makes it really impressive, which is still impressive, but like this guy fucking sandbags every battle, like pretty often. He's like fucking evil Escanor because like he's so cocky and then he just loses. But then Escanor is like he's so cocky and then he wins. And the only battle that Russo actually gives a shit, like or like actually like yeah, he actually gives a shit. It's like against the original demon and then the demon king, and then like he didn't he didn't like beat them because like it's the original demon and the fucking demon king, and like Monsui burnt the shit out of Sario and Tarmio, and then they look fine like after a few seconds. If I'm being honest. And same for Buddha, so they like those three just fucking instantly healed. It's kind of crazy. So like the reason why I'll talk about Zeldris later. Why I put Estarossa higher is because I'm kind of free commandment Estarossa in this form, even though he looks like this. Free commandment Estarossa I think was able to actually maybe 2 commandments. I don't fucking remember, but either 2 or 3 commandments. If he did a 2 commandments and a free commandment, just makes him a better. That's just a better argument. So when like that time when he like puts that fucking darkness against like Tarmio and then make him not able to chain like shapeshift with the water or something, and then like which is like crazy because Mossy is goated, but he never did that. Like he never went that far, which is like insane. And then he did it with ease too, and then like he broke fucking Sario and Tormio's bones in like a single go. Like he just hugged them and then he just like break everything that he could. The argument I can see is that they're a vessel form, so they're shittier, which is true. I think their vessel forms were pretty shit, but I think Russo was shittier, but that's like another topic that I don't really want to talk about. So that's why I put I put Estarossa higher than them, just like easily. So yeah, still, and they're still pretty good. Like there's no doubt. But like it's kind of like saying like, oh, 8 Gates guy beats everyone, but like like I'm pretty sure you have to fucking die like to use it, and you kind of hit everyone when you use it. Like it can be a friendly fire. friendly fire attack. like like monster and Terry could be killing each other. But okay, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about how it didn't work because I don't remember half the thing how it worked, but whatever. So fuck, I don't know. This is really weird. Um, so the reason why I put Astoros above Zeldris is because like it was pretty heavily implied that these two are like relative or equivalent when they had like one commitment each, and then at some point Astoros had 3 commitments, Zeldris had fucking 0, and Cusack said that Astarosa could even be stronger than Zeldris. Like, but it kind of implied that like he was like, oh, these two are even, but he was like, this guy is so fucking weird, but he still might be stronger than like my favorite pupil, which is like as just saying something. But if you want to say that that's like bullshit, then sure, go ahead. I don't really care. Um, yeah, I just think that Zeldris like fucking power boost is crazy. Here, I'll put this. I'll put this because up here. I'll just say why Zeldris power boost is kind of fucking crazy and kind of I'm gonna be honest, a bit bullshit. Actually, very bullshit. But okay, Zeldris before he's like Melis told him that Gutta was alive was doing pretty shit. Like he wasn't doing good. Like his stats look pretty bad. Um, he like basically lost every battle he participated. I mean, he won one, but it was like a 10 versus 1 game battle on us, and they almost lost that if it wasn't for Esterosa. Um, and like he got smacked on Escanor, and like Meldas, like he beat up Zeldris, Esterosa, and Cusack like very easily. And I think that Meldas is like actually he's probably weaker than like uh Rudisel, if I'm being honest. Like because that Meldas like that was considered like equivalent had a commandment, but if once they equal, then sure, whatever. Like these like that Meadows that beat the shit out of Zeldris should be like at least relative to Rudisto, and he had God and a commandment, and then when he gave that up for whatever the fuck reason, he fight for like 50 chapters in a row, and then he was like beating people that he shouldn't be. Like the fact that he was considered equal to the original demon, like fucking makes no sense because he should be weaker than Cusack and Chandler individually. Like he should be weaker than Cusack and he should be weaker than Chandler, but whatever, dude. And somehow Curse of Light made that somehow made like they make the power scaling somehow even worse, but like I don't know what to say. Like Zeldris is strong and he should be like somewhere around here. Like this realistically should be like this, but like yeah, I don't fucking know. I feel like Meldas was supposed to be really strong, and then like Zeldris, like no matter how hard he tried, he was always just worse than his brother. And it's not because he was weak; it was just because that Meldas was like fucking god tier. And then it turned out that like these two are supposed to be closer, which kind of makes no sense because Meldas like he fucking beat the shit out of him, and it looked very bad. So that's kind of what I have to say. I'm pretty sure most people would say this, but I will probably put whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna close this out and just put these three. Uh, I'll put this guy here. There's nothing to say about him. I feel like you can put him anywhere in B tier, and I wouldn't be too mad about it. Even if you put it on the bottom, but that's whatever. This guy should be number 2, honestly. Like Killswitch might actually just shut off like Zeldris. He wouldn't be able to use Omnis Nebula and like and God, which is crazy. he actually might just like he might no diff him. If I'm being honest. Actually maybe medium diff. I should give him more credit, but it's probably medium diff. Baldas is number 1. I don't think that's really a debate. Like even when he was the 10 commandments like leader, with just only 1 commandment, he literally just like he made everyone like scared. He scared the shit out of everyone. Actually, these two should be like SS tier, but I'm not gonna make a near tier just for them. But that's how I think.